Good part of the day, my dear digital friends. And Deeter is here. I have missed my communication with you, my dear friends, yesterday. I was really tired. Yesterday, I worked a lot. Hi, Ben Kadoura. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Guys, prepare your questions for today. I don't know how to read this. Jaideep Karad just joined. Hello, guys. So let me explain to you what we're going to talk about today. Today, the topic of our discussion is actually we're going to have discussion of a question. One question I have to ask you. If you guys are people who stutter, stammer, clutter, or have any difficulty speaking in public, then I want you to answer very, very simple question. It's simple for me, but maybe not for you. Could you please tell me, what do you think? Are people who stutter sick, incurably ill? Do they really have a disability? And are they any special at the physical level? Are they special? Are they unique? Or are they simply people with just incorrect speaking behaviors? So I just kind of ask this question. What do you think? Do you think you are special if you're a person who stutters, or you are just like everyone else? I'm here to tell you the answer. It's very, very straightforward. And the answer to this question has been found over 30 years ago. In 1998, so it's 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, right? And the answer is simple. People who stutter, stammer, clutter, whatever you do in your life, they are just like everyone else. They're no different at the physical level. People who stutter are exactly the same. There is nothing special about you if you are a person who stutters. Okay, so let me switch my Instagram now back to, so you could see, here we go, you could see the screen. Let me put it, the poster I put, just uploaded this poster. And while I'm waiting for people to join us, more people to join us, I will simply explain what this message really means. Okay, Pretinha.Grega, interesting, new names. Let me wave to you. Thank you so much for joining. I'm here to answer any questions about what speech, normal speech is, and what stammering really is. So, and while I'm waiting for people to join us, let me simply explain the message. Do you speak French or Arabic? No, unfortunately, I don't. But I speak Russian and I speak English. And these two languages allow me to spread my message. So do your best to understand it in English. Hi, Rajesh Burkul. Where are you from, guys? With these names, does sound like you are from Middle East or from India, from somewhere that area. What country, guys, are you from? But anyway, so today I'm going to talk about people who stutter, and this is the image that you see. This is what each and every person who stutters, yes, Rashul, Rajesh Burkul. Okay, Rajesh probably. I'm from India, he wrote. Yeah, that's what I thought. Interesting. What time in India is right now? It should be early in the morning, right? In India right now. 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning, very early. Because I have worked with my students from India. This is how I know. So let me focus on the lecture, just give you a little lecture, and then I'm going to answer questions. If you have questions. Okay, my name is Rajesh or Rajesh. I don't know how to read your name. And surname is Barkul. Okay, got it. So I'm going to say Rajesh. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly. Or Rajesh. Yes, it's 6:30 o'clock. See? How did I know that? Because I have worked with a lot of people from India. So let me focus on this lecture. Hi, Arif Miskin. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. So the image that you see now is the image. Okay, Arif, did you request to be in my video or it was just a mistake? Just confirm if you really want to see. Hello, hello. Do you really want to be in my video? Just confirm. Hi, Suhail 4488. If you are a person who stutters and you want to be in my video, I welcome you. I will just cancel everything and I will welcome you. Just tell me. But while I'm waiting for you to answer, Arif Miskin, let me continue with my lecture. So the image you see on the screen, it's what each and every person who stutters, stammers, feels inside. It's a psychology of every human on the planet who stutters, stammers, or just believes that something is wrong with him or her and he needs a cure of his speech and he cannot speak like everyone else and he's afraid of speaking, fear of public speaking. This is what people like this believe. And they believe that all people are the same, just like all these red little fishes around one barely noticeable fish in orange color. And he is very special because he's a stutterer. And this is what people who stutter say, I am unique, I am special. And while they're saying it, by the way, they're not saying it. If you see the Band-Aid over the mouth, they cannot even say this. They just think this way. They feel this way. And they type messages everywhere like this. I'm here to tell you the truth. You are not special. You are just like everyone else. There is absolutely nothing that makes you special at the physiological level. You're exactly the same like all people on the planet. You have exactly the same organs of your body, and guess what? They work in exactly the same way as other people using them, and they are working with the same exactly parts of their body. Okay, so this is why let me quickly check if I have. Hi, Zakram, thank you for joining. I'm from Canada. Thank you for letting me know, ma'am. What is the role of ear in speaking? Oh, it is very important, of course, because if you do not hear what melody your tongue should play, how can you adjust your tongue to even playing this instrument? It's impossible. The role of the ear is very important. This is the reason even parrots can speak. Are you aware of that, Zach? That even parrots, stupid birds, can speak. Why? Because they have very good hearing. And guess what? All people who stutter have great hearing. Not at least 99.99%. I don't know, there could be hard of hearing people, but of course, People who stutter have perfect hearing, perfect eyes, perfect brain, perfect lungs, perfect tongue, perfect lips, perfect mouth. Everything is perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect vocal cords. Everything is perfect, perfect, and perfect. Their only problem is they have never learned to use these parts of the body in coordination. This is the only problem that people who stutter have. They are not special. They're just like everyone else. But at some point of their life, they stop speaking. So, Zach, back to your question. Do you understand the answer? When we speak, of course, we check with our ears if our tongue is saying words correctly. And if we don't listen to what we're saying, then how can we don't know if we said the word, if we didn't say the word, if we said the correct word. Unfortunately, with people who stutter, they do use their ears, but too late. When they already hear that it's like all messed up, the whole speech is messed up. They hear huge stumbles and they hear their mistakes and they don't like it. It's already too late to listen to what you have said. And also, before we can say any word, we have to hear it. Because every word is the music, the melody of the voice. So a newborn baby is born and begins to screaming, right? The newborn baby doesn't know how to say any words. But the boy is growing up, listening to what other people are saying, and begins to adjust his instrument to the movements, to make the movements with this muscle. So listening with his ears, so his words would sound adequately. This is what happens. And the older we grow, the more words we adjust to make with our speech instrument. If you still don't know, hi Simon, thank you for joining. Thank you. And thank you for your hello. And if you still don't know how to say accurately any of the word, you simply need to learn. You need to understand how your instrument works. But anyway, let me go back to my article, and I will read the article that I just wrote so I wouldn't forget anything. I'm going to switch, okay, people on Instagram, I'm going to switch back to the article, to the image I uploaded, so I could read the article about it and I wouldn't forget anything, okay? So take a look at the image again. I'm going to move my camera like this. Once again, this is the image of a person who stutters, who believes that all people on the planet are the same and he's special. He's a special stutterer, okay? So let me read the article about this image. Here is a question. Are people who stutter special people, physiologically different from others? The answer to this question, of course, is no. Independent Russian scientist, Professor Roman Snezhko, and of course my mentor, found the answer to this question back in 1998. So it's been over 20 years ago, okay? He proved practically with, I don't know, over 10,000 more probably today. It's already more than 10,000, 100% successful testimonials of his students. He proved practically that stuttering was never a physical illness, but It was simply, and it is simply, incorrect speech behavior, which is quite easy to fix in almost no time. 3 days, that's all you need. 3 days. Because it's just the wrong behavior, incorrect behavior. And when you begin understanding how you're supposed to behave, and you begin behaving this way, guess what? 3 days is more than enough. For 9 years now, I have been helping English-speaking stutterers from different countries, from all over the world, get rid of stuttering quickly and with 100% success guaranteed. My students do not even have to leave their house. After all, training is conducted in individual Skype classroom. You know, today, during these COVID times, people are just learning how to do their business online. And I have been doing it for almost 10 years. I have been teaching in my Skype classroom for almost 10 years because, yes, I discovered this program in 2010. My very first student came to me in 2012. But I started communication with my mentor in 2010. So I have been with this program for 20 years. I mean, 20 years, for 10 years. Okay? So stuttering is whether it is a stuttering child or adult, this problem is no longer a terrible or incurable deal, affliction. It's not terrible, it's not incurable. And do not be afraid if they told you that you or your loved one had a stutter. After all, stuttering is no longer a life sentence. It is simply a speech error of a person who doesn't know how to use his speech instrument. That's why he doesn't understand how the speech instrument works and doesn't know how to use it. This is why he makes mistakes. This is what stuttering is. You should no longer try to convince yourself for years that you are not like all other people, that you are unique. You need to accept your uniqueness by the name of stuttering. You don't need to do this because I know this is not easy to brainwash yourself like this for years. Okay? You don't need to convince yourself that you are not like all normal people and that you are some kind of a special, disabled, incurable person. It's very simple. All you need to do, learn to become a normal speaker in the Etalon Unblocking Course with only 3 training days and enjoy your beautiful speech for the rest of your life, for the rest of your stutter-free life. The bottom line is, if you want to be like all other people on the planet, if you want to speak like all other people on the planet, then be like others, act like others, do exactly what other people do in speech. And then guess what? You will begin living your life just like all other people. I hope I'm explaining it that you can understand. Okay, I don't see anybody all of a sudden. I don't see anybody on Instagram, but I do have someone on YouTube. Okay, Zach, let me read what you wrote. As we control the hand movements with our eyes, we control and check each letter with eyes, yes, and write letter by letter, yes. Do we control each sound in word with our ears sound by sound? Yes and no. Why I'm saying yes? Because of course you control the sound production with your ears. However, normal people never speak in single sounds. We do not speak in single sounds. As our tongue is moving, it makes movements, and in one movement of the tongue, we produce at least 2 sounds most of the time. And if it's one sound, then it's just one of the 5 basic tones of our voice. You probably don't understand what I'm talking about, but I've explained it in my book. Let me just demonstrate it to you illustrate my explanation with my book, because I'm very visual myself. I always show, you know what? Let it be open. So here is my book, Correcting Speech of People Who Stutter. I have already been receiving feedback, reviews on this book, and people, just the best word, of course, I've heard so far, it's a masterpiece. I kind of understand it, okay? So let me translate. I'm going to use my book. Here, you see this picture? You see this little boy? You see his lungs? This is his speech instrument. It's just the picture of his instrument, at least technical part of it, okay? Actually, it is technical instrument. So when we play our musical instrument called the speech pipe, we play the whole speech is structured with 5 main tones of our voice. And these tones of our voice are 5 basic vowel sounds. It's E, see, it even looks like a smile. E, looks like a little oval like this. E, a looks like a square. E, o is like a circle, big circle, and u looks like a triangular. These are the notes of speech created by genius man, academic professor Roman Snezhko. He is the one who has invented the notes of speech, okay? And if we used these notes of speech, we would be able to actually write any word in any language, because these notes of speech exist in any language. But this is just the bottom line. Whenever you are playing your instrument, the tongue is moving, and our tongue, as I explained before, is moving between 2 walls. Here we go. See, I'm almost teaching you now the class. This is the top wall. This is the bottom wall. Okay? Our tongue goes like this between 2 walls. When the tongue goes between the walls, it makes the movement. Look, I explained it the day before yesterday. I'm going to explain it again. When the tongue moves up, that's where all the consonants are. The consonants are just the positions for the beginning position of the tongue. But then the tongue moves down and we go ta or la, la. See the la, you can see la, la, li, le, la, lo, lu. To answer your question, Zach, we speak in movements of the tongue. And when our tongue moves, we create at least 2 sounds, consonant and vowel, li, le, la, lo, lu. Sometimes more. If there are more consonants, then we're going to do tli, tle, tla, tlo, tlu. Sometimes even more. Skli, skle, skla, sklo, sklu, and so on. Doesn't matter how many consonants are going to be here, it's just the starting position. The tongue needs to go down, down. Then speech comes out of the mouth. The tongue, the speech is being produced by the movement of the tongue going down. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Let me wave to you. Lee, 1997, speech. Okay, something about speech. So if you have questions about what stuttering is, what normal speech really is, ask a question. You see a person who personally has unblocked from stuttering close to 400 students over the past 10 years. Together with my mentor, we've done over 10,000 people. 3 days, your speech is perfect. Okay, just the bottom line. Okay, so Zach, do you understand what I'm talking about? Hopefully you do. So we do not speak in single sounds, because if you do speak in single sound, then you're going to stutter. It's going to be oh. You're going to close the instrument and you're going to push the wall. You're going to push your tongue against the wall, and then you're going to stupor. That's what stuttering is, when you're pushing against the wall. That's what stuttering is. Okay, so Zach is asking other questions. People on Instagram, I see you watching. Ask questions. Okay, about stuttering, any question, I have all the answers. Any answer about any question. Okay, in order to speak, we must hear our voice with inner ear. Inner ear, not inner ear. You're asking, it's all irrelevant. In order to speak, of course, you need to hear. Once again, understand. When we speak, we use a musical instrument. I've showed it to you guys many times. Can you hear? I play this instrument. Can you hear it? This is the music I play. This is the model of a speech instrument built inside of us. Okay? If this was not this stupid bicycle horn, if this was a trumpet, and I would be playing it the way people are playing it, right? Then, of course, I would make even better sounds. But when musicians play, when they play, do they listen what they play? Of course they do. They are moving their fingers on the trumpet or like this, whatever they're doing. And they are listening to the music they're playing. What is it? Inner ear, outside, external ear. Of course they're listening. Our hearing doesn't work the way you think. Our hearing works just depending on what we're listening to. If we're listening to the noises we make inside of our instrument, we listen, we pay attention to internal noises. If we're listening to noises outside, what other people are saying or playing instruments or making other noises. Right now, the wind was playing my window. Did you hear this weird noise? Sometimes it sounds like someone is like farting or something. It's the wind coming through my crack in the window, because I live on the beach and there is a funny noise. It's an instrument, okay? So how do I know that the noise is there? I'm listening, and I'm listening external noise. It's the same ears, internal, external, I mean, I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't like these words because they're just irrelevant, okay? So, and in order to speak, we must hear our voice. So, of course, we are playing on a musical instrument. In order to speak, you need to hear what your tongue is playing. What is it? What's the word? Is it the right word? Is it the wrong word? Did I play it adequately? Because we are all musicians. Oh, did you hear the music? Yeah. Can you hear it? That's the music of my window. The wind playing on my window crack. Okay. Oh, Alexander. Hi, Alexander. Oh, I like you already have questions. Okay, people on Instagram still did not give me questions. Don't know why. Hi. Good to see you there, IYK Esther. Don't know how to read your name. Okay, Alexander is asking how to move the tongue properly. I just demonstrated it to you. This is how we move our tongue. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Never forward, licking your lips, not biting your lips because it's an instrument. Instrument. You cannot play with the instrument when you are playing it. You need to understand what the instrument is. And once again, when we move our tongue up, there is no speech. Only when our tongue moves down, there is speech, like this. Like, for example, a, le, xa, da, ra. Alexander, please, I mean, it goes so quickly. It's hard to catch it, okay? But when the tongue goes up, it's kind of like preparation for the tongue to move, for speech. There is no speech. Only when the tongue moves down, there is speech. So I'm explaining the mechanical part of speech, which is very simple. But if you guys still believe in stuttering sickness, if you still have an old faith, if you still haven't switched from the faith in believing that you are sick, that you are a disabled person, that you are incurably ill, then your attention is going to be stuck there. You will never be able to feel your tongue. Because, of course, when we play the instrument, we have to have a sensory connection, sensory feedback coming from our muscles. It's very simple. We need to feel the instrument. And if we're going to be focused on, oh, stuttering is coming back, or I'm going to stutter, or I'm going to make a mistake in the word, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, guess what? You won't be able to get rid of stuttering because you need to accept the new faith. Accept. You need to be like others. You are like others. You just need to learn to act like others. Okay? So there is nothing wrong with you. You are just like everyone else. Okay. Normal speaker, Zach wrote. I don't know, I have only listeners today on Instagram and only YouTube is working. And Facebook is quiet today. I don't know why. Okay, normal speaker does not move their tongue according to the word. If we move tongue according to the word, it means that we are controlling our tongue with which is impossible. Am I correct? No, you're not. Of course you're not. If we are not controlling our tongue, then who is? Who is controlling our tongue? Of course we are. You got to understand. Let me give you a very simple analogy. When you are writing, I just spoke to Alexandra and I explained it to him. Imagine you are writing. When you were young, you learned to write the word. Let's say you learned to write the word cat, C-A-T, right? So someone asked you, can you write the word cat? You grab a pen and you begin writing. Who is controlling your writing? Who? Who is controlling your hand movement? Who? Answer, Zach. Who? You are writing. Your hand is moving. Who is controlling? Whether your hand writing the word cat or the word a monkey. Who can control it? Of course it's you. How do you control it? With your eyes. You control it with your eyes. But how does your hand know what movements to write? You have learned it. You have done it many, many times. You have written this word many, many times. You have built the muscle memory of your hand. And now you can write it really quickly. You don't even have to worry about it. But what if someone will ask you, okay, can you write the word koshka in Russian? Write the word koshka even with English letters. Let's say I'm going to ask you, write the word koshka, it's cat in Russian, but with English letters. Will you immediately write it like this, or will you just, okay, it's probably like this, probably like this? You would have to guess how to spell the word because you've never learned, your hand has never written this word before. You would have to learn it. You would have to listen to the word koshka. Okay, the first letter would be probably C, maybe K. Then the second letter would be ko, or probably O, maybe not. Okay, so you would be able to write this word, but it would take you some time. And guess what? Who will control whether you are writing it correctly or not? Your eyes, your ears, and your eyes. All these parts. It's a coordination between all our organs of, sensors, different sensors. When we speak, it's about coordination. Coordination of your ears, coordination between your eyes, your memory, your imagination. Your brain is the organ of imagination, memory, and your tongue muscles. It's all about coordination, okay? And if you want to learn it in almost no time, you gotta come to me. I will explain it to you in 3 days or less, and guess what? You're gonna awaken from this nightmare called stuttering sickness. Or, as I explained a couple of days ago, it's called egregor of stuttering. Egregor. It's a really, really bad entity that is in possession of your mind because you still believe that you are incurably ill. You still believe you need a cure, you need a treatment. These are all lies. And by believing in these lies, you are feeding that energetic egregor, which is extremely powerful. Because thousands, millions of people are feeding it. They also believe in the same thing, and they are feeding this egregor. But the moment you quit believing it, guess what? You believe in yourself, in your speech instruments, in your muscles. You will immediately improve your speech, immediately, if you stop believing that you're incurably sick. I actually had a WhatsApp call from one of the stutterers who had really hard time speaking. He couldn't speak at all. And he just called me just for 2 minutes we spoke. And he said, Anna, the miracle just happened to me. After I watched your yesterday's live podcast, all of a sudden I stopped believing this crazy stuff and I started speaking. It's never ever happened to me. I just started speaking because I stopped believing this egregor, this entity that used to be in possession of my mind. I stopped believing it. I stopped feeding this evil entity. I disconnected from this evil entity and I immediately began speaking, started speaking, and he thanked me. Okay? And I told him, of course, you're welcome. But if you want to learn how to completely clear your mind from all other lies, you got to come to me. take at least 1-day course, at least 3-hour course. They're pretty affordable today. 3-hour course is not that expensive. It's affordable. It's introductory course or 1-day course. Okay, so Zach, when we speak, it's very similar. When we speak, we move our speech instrument, but we can move our speech instrument only if we have built the muscle memory of our tongue. If we have said these words many, many times correctly, and our tongue now knows what to do. Our tongue has learned to move, just like our hand has learned to move, to write the word a cat, to make 3 movements, cat, C-A-T, 3 movements of my hand. My tongue knows what to do, and it does like almost automatically because I've done it many times. And I watch with my eyes, I watch if I'm doing a good job. This is a controller. But in speaking, we are moving this muscle, we are moving it and controlling the correctness of the movements of our tongue with our ears. And once again, we can move our tongue only in one case. We can move it accurately if we have memorized how to move the tongue. If we do have this information in our tongue built in. Okay, I hope, Zach, you understand what I'm talking about. As we control, hi, Thoga 15 just joined. Thank you for joining. Guys, Instagram, see, YouTube is ahead of you. They're asking questions you are not. Okay, I'm going to ask questions on YouTube. As we control the hand movements with eyes. Okay, let me read it again. God, my eyes are so tired today. So I can't really see much. Okay, as we control the hand movements with our eyes, we control and check each letter with eyes and write letter by letter. Do we control each whole word with our ear? Yes. Yes. Each whole word. That's now the case. Each whole word. But of course, we already know what to expect. We know that the tongue, let's say the word cat, 2 movements of the tongue, cat. And I'm listening if my tongue, as my tongue is moving, I'm hearing if I'm doing cat, if I'm doing t. I listen to this, cat, 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 okay? Cat, of course, it's going quicker, much quicker. So you're right, Zach, you understood it correctly now. Yes, when we speak, we control the movements of our tongue with our ears. We need to listen. Because if we don't listen, this is what people who stutter do. They keep repeating words. They're not listening. And I always ask, didn't you hear? You already said that word. Why are you repeating it? You already have said, just said this sound. Why are you repeating it? Go to the next one, to the next one. Don't repeat. Repetition is a bitch. Never, ever repeat. But unfortunately, people who stutter do not listen to the noise that they make in their own boombox. This is your boombox. Okay, this is how I call it, a boombox. You got to understand that this is the room where you're making noises. As a matter of fact, in my book, I'm going to show you this picture. The guy who I just spoke a few days ago, he showed me that picture and he said, this is crazy how easy it is to understand. Oh God, oh, here it is. Look at this. Can you see this picture? This is a house of speech. I just want everything to be simple. I want you to understand what speech is. So the house of the ear, throat, nose, and mouth cavity. This is your house of speech. All the organs that are involved with speech, they're right here. If you want to learn, you can, of course, buy the book. You can buy it, you can study. You're going to be blown away how simple things are, okay? But reading books may be great, but you still may be missing something, because this book approaches a lot of psychology, explains who you are and how the instrument works. I mean, the whole body is an instrument. This book is written for speech educators, Etalon speech educators. See, a guide for Etalon speech educators. I keep forgetting, I want to change this title and make it blue, because, when it's white, it's hard to read. But anyway, so this is the book that I've written, not for stutterers actually, but for those who will teach people who stutter. And if you guys come to your speech therapist, tell them to buy my book. It's available. It's going to help them tremendously to help you. Have them buy my book and read my book. Tell them. Okay? So Zach is asking a question. It means that speaking and listening should be at the same time. How? It's coordination. Coordination. It's not really kind of like at the same time, but it's happening so quickly that we feel that it's at the same time. And I'm going to ask you the question, when you are walking, imagine you're walking in the room, in a very quiet room, and the floor is kind of hard, and as you're walking, you're making noise of your steps. Let me just make it. Can you hear? Can you hear the noise? I'm moving my fingers and I hear the noises. It's at the same time. It's happening at the same time. Do you understand? But this is about coordination. You got to coordinate your muscles. Your muscles, your ear, your eyes, your memory, everything has to be in coordination. How do you do it? If you don't understand it, then you need to buy my book or come to me. The easiest way, of course, to come to me and take the class. Don't be stingy. Guys, it's affordable today. 2-3 hours. In 2-3 hours, if you want a Zach to learn this, I can explain it to you. Okay, it's very simple. But I gotta see you. What is it that you're doing? Because right now I'm talking to, I have no idea who I'm talking. I see few people watching me on Instagram. I see only one person left watching me on YouTube. I don't know. And only when I see what people are doing, only when I hear their questions, I know what's on their mind. I know where their mental blocks are. So today's lesson for all of you, my dear digital friends, is learn to be like everyone else on the planet. I'm going to switch back to the, okay, let me switch it back here. Okay, and let me go here for Instagram viewers. Here is again the picture. This is my message. Forget that you are special, because you are not any special. You are just like everyone else. You need to be like others and act like others. Stop being a special stutterer. Forget it. Only after you will accept this new faith that I am giving to you, to the whole world, to all 80 million people who have been stuttering, have been struggling with stuttering and the ones who are dealing with helping those who stutter and not even understanding what they're doing. Speech therapists, psychologists, neurologists, psychologists, doctors, they don't understand what they're doing. They are hurting people who stutter rather than helping them. They're confusing them. Guys, if you want to learn what is it exactly you need to do, come to me. I will explain it to you. And please help me spread the message. If you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget, subscribe. Push that button, subscribe to my channel. I cannot even monetize my YouTube channel because you have to have 2,000 subscribers. And I never thought about it. I knew people were watching. I have thousands of viewers, but I never asked anybody to join. I'm not a marketer. I'm just a mad scientist. And I am, my job is, I call myself, I create stories. I'm creator of success stories. If you want me to help you create your success story, I'm available. Come to me. Ask for a free 20-minute consultation. It's available. You don't need to pay a penny. The only thing you need to be, here are my requirements for you to be able to qualify for a free 20-minute conversation. I want you, if you do not work yet, if you are a young child or you just still don't work, you may be 20, 22, 25, but you still don't work, you don't make money, I actually recommend you come to me with someone who is paying you bills, someone who is still responsible for your education. This is what I recommend. Because of course, if you want to take the course, you would have to buy my time. Information I share is free, but my time is not. Look how much time I give you guys free. A lot of time. And then I communicate with people who stutter also free of charge for 20 minutes. I talk to at least 2, 3, sometimes 5 people a day. You gotta understand. Okay. Alexander wrote, but I have good confidence and good faith in my voice, but I don't know how to move my tongue properly. Exactly right. You don't know, but you know what, Alexander? Guess what? Every newborn baby is born, they also don't know how to move their tongue, right? So it's a little bit more challenging for you because you're not a newborn baby, you're not even 5 years old. You're conscious about moving your tongue correctly. You don't want to make mistakes and stuff. So you have a choice. You can begin speaking nonstop all day long and make sure that the words you say are accurate. Nothing else is important. The words must be accurate. Adjust your tongue just like young children do. They say the word, then they hear that they sound funny. Someone may even laugh at them. Their parents, good parents, will tell them, no, you don't say the word like this. And they correct, listen how you're supposed to say this word. Listen how mommy says this word. Repeat, good job. Always say the word in this way. This is how good parents deal with their children who stutter. Because stuttering doesn't exist. It's a ghost. What do? Detach yourself from the ego or work on your tongue. You need to detach your egregor, not ego, egregor. Yes, you spelled it correctly. You need to detach yourself from egregor and begin speaking. This is number 1. And of course, you need to learn. How you're going to learn, it's up to you. I recommend you come to me and learn. But if you cannot afford it yet, then begin learning just the best way you can. Just imagine you're a 5-year-old child. How do young children learn? They just speak. La, 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 all day long. Talk, 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 everywhere, all the time. But Alexander, I noticed you had a block. You're not using correctly your eyes. I noticed when we spoke. I mentioned a few blocks to you. You keep biting your lips, licking your lips. That's a couple of blocks right there. And you also move your eyes inappropriately. When we move our eyes, roll our eyes, we simply block our access to the memory where we remember the words. So this is just the bottom line, okay? I'm just giving you little pieces of information. Little pieces of information. You need to understand the best way to save you time is to come to a teacher. Come to a teacher. And if you don't believe me, go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Watch. It's like close to 400 videos altogether. And I have created just recently, because I kind of re-uploaded my videos to a different video platform, because I don't want to lose my YouTube. Some people are losing their YouTube platforms with the way things are happening today. Anyway, so I have created the playlist, which is called Video Reports. Go look for Video Reports. The whole playlist. And there are 100 video reports. Go and have a good time watching. Okay, guys, I've been on air for an hour, almost an hour. And let me see if there are any more questions. There are no questions. No more questions from Zach, from Alexander. No questions, I guess, on Instagram. And if so, I'm going to tell you my last recommendation. Forget about being sick. Don't believe it. It's because when you do believe this really bad untruth, it's a lie. You feed the evil entity called egregor, and you cannot switch your attention to feeling your speech instrument. As I said, this is our speech instrument. We're feeling the tongue move. When we are writing, Zach, we're feeling that our hand is moving. We don't even think how to move it, but we're feeling it. We're feeling that the hand is moving. Hi, Lee in 1997. Have a nice day. You too, guys. Lots of love to you. And again, I'm going to come live tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'm doing my best, because I used to come in the morning. I had a good crowd there, but now it's a totally different time zone. I want to catch people who live in the United States of America. Okay, this is why. By the way, is there anyone who lives in the States? Could you please tell me? I know Alexander is from Canada, and Zach is from India. Could you please write to me on Instagram? Where are you guys from? Seven Stings, Mark Andrew. Can you indicate what country are you from? Because I see people are watching. Yeah, just a couple of minutes. Pakistan, yes. You know, people in Pakistan, my heart goes for you guys. They destroyed the most beautiful country on the planet. I really, really feel bad for you. Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, all these countries, used to be beautiful countries, and now Pakistan is like one of the country with a lot of poverty and like, yeah, I know, so true. But guys, you gotta understand that by saying, oh, it's like another egregor of negative emotions. Let's not give it a power. Let's give a power to recreating the beautiful world, okay? Let's co-create the new world and live in it. And there will be no room for stuttering in this new world that you and I will be creating together. Please, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel and help me promote my YouTube blog. I never even knew that it was called a blog. Now I'm a blogger. I didn't even know that. Okay, Australia, yes, Visan. Yes, Visan is from Australia. I know. Okay, Alexander wrote something else here. Can you give us an exercise to practice to speak well with the tongue, please? Alexander, ask any normally speaking person, what exercises do you do when you speak well? What tongue exercises do you do? Alexander, wake up, awaken. You don't need any exercises. This is another lie, another egregor you are feeding. I need exercises. No, you don't. You need to speak. Speak, just like 5-year-old baby would speak. Speak, speak, speak. Make sure you are making accurate words. Make sure they sound accurately. And if you can't, then do it again and again and again until it sounds accurately. And if you are still confused, that's what I'm here for, guys. You see that I'm sharing all the information. I'm not hiding anything. Everything is so available. All you need to do, schedule your 20-minute free video consultation with me, and then decide what to do. I give options. Alexander, I told you about the options. If you don't have money, buy books, begin studying books, begin learning, applying information from the book. My message today, stop believing in your disability. Begin believing in your talent to do things in the same way as all normal people do, and even better. Even better, because my students who have graduated from my course, they speak much better than people, other people that you even see on TV, these TV announcers. They're just, talking heads. They don't even know how to talk. They can only read scripts, teleprompters. But when there is nothing written in front of them, they begin stumbling left and right. My students can speak in any speaking mode. They can read, they can, without mistakes, 100% accurately out loud. They close the book, they can tell back what they just read 100% accurately. They can be sport commentators. They can look at things and do improvisation, telling me what they are looking at and what they're feeling about it. They can sell products. They can give presentations. They can speak in any speak mode, because that's what I test them. When they come to me, I give them the test. In the beginning of the class and at the end of the class, I give them the same test. And if in the beginning of the class they couldn't do all of these things, at the end of the class, they do it easily, with ease, with comfort, with pleasure. And this is why they jump up and down out of happiness. Because, they become free. They become free. Okay, So no need to work on the tongue. Of course, there is the work that you need to do, but you don't know how. This is why right now, Alexander, you need to do what children do. Do children know how to work on their tongues? They don't. Do parrots, little stupid birds, parrots know how to work on their tongue? But they speak. How do they do it? They hear the melody and they begin adjusting their muscle to create this melody with the movements of their tongue. That's it. You hear, you adjust your tongue. You hear, you adjust your tongue. Memorize the movements of the tongue, just like this. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, I'm here to save you time, to explain in detail. Okay, guys, it's time for me to go to bed. And prepare your questions for tomorrow's presentation. And I will answer your questions, not the questions of someone else. Okay? Because what question you may have, other people don't care about it. You got to understand that we all have totally different mindsets. It's based on our previous experience, life experience. 7 Strings wrote, please guide me, need help. Listen, did you hear what I said? Come to me, schedule your free 20-minute video consultation. You can do it even on here, right here. You can simply come to me where the messages, where we can exchange messages, private messages. Send me the message, Anna, I want to request a free video call. No problem, let's do it. We'll talk, okay? Because there is a video option even on Instagram. We can talk even on Instagram. I don't really like very much talking on Instagram. It's a small phone. I cannot really see well. But yes, we can. I just communicated today with 2 people. One was on WhatsApp, the other one was on Instagram. You want to be in the video, 7 Strings? I'm going to let you in. Let's see how you're going to do it. Go live with 7 Strings. Okay, well, waiting for 7 Strings. Oh, you declined. You declined. Okay, I understand. Got scared and declined. Okay, guys. Good night, good day, good morning, wherever part of the world you are in. Lots of love to you. Let's co-create the new world. Let's do it. It's time we stop believing. I know you're shy. I know he wrote, I'm shy. Because you believe that you're sick. You believe you're feeding egregor. People who start always tell me, oh, I'm so private. Oh, I'm so shy. I'm introvert. I don't want to be public. You know where is the place for to be secret, to keep a secret, to be private? You know what's the best place to be? The most private place. You know what it is? In the grave. You go lay down in the grave, they cover you with a cover of the grave, that's it. Nobody will disturb you other than maybe worms. You're born not to be introverted. You're born to shy. It's time for you to shy, 7 Strings. Come on. Stop feeding this evil entity, this egregor. Stop believing that you are private, that you are shy, that you are sick, that you need a treatment. These are all lies that you still believe. This is why you're shy. You could have talked to me right now, but you lost your chance. So schedule an appointment. We'll talk one-on-one, okay? Without other people listening to you. And, it's not enough to say, need help, please guide me, looking forward to it. Do it. Come on. Begin moving your muscles. Push the button. Type a message. It's amazing. I'm even offering for free and people are still not coming. Do you like living your life and being shy and dependent on everyone? I just communicated a couple of days ago with a 68-year-old man. He's been through hell. He's been through all kinds of speech therapists, psychologists, neurologists, all kinds of specialists, all kinds of stuttering helpers. And he's still stuttering. His speech is horrible. I had a hard time understanding him. Okay? So, your life is in your hands. Do whatever you want with your life. Some people like stuttering. Some people enjoy it. They feel that it's something that they can be proud of, that it's something unique. I don't know what can be unique about a person who cannot speak. Simply because he never learned. That's all. Alexander wrote last message because I really am tired. Basically, you just have to speak without fear, with faith, and with trust and stuttering gone. This is how children do it. Children do it. They are not aware that they could be making mistakes. If they do make mistakes, they continue. They don't care about it. And there are a lot of people, even stutterers, who actually eventually convince themselves not to be afraid of speaking. They're making mistakes. Their speech is not perfect, but they don't care about it. Of course, I don't support this part. I don't like when people make mistakes because I am a perfectionist. You can hear how I speak. Do I make mistakes? Not too many. I do sometimes. I do, but not too many. Because I exercise what I preach. If you have learned to write or type without making mistakes, it only indicates that you can learn to type with your tongue, to speak with your tongue, without making mistakes as well. You simply never learned. Okay? So right now, you cannot do anything else but doing what you wrote. It's not easy because you will hear your mistakes. You will say, oh, I don't like it. But if you're going to continue, whether you like it or not, continue speaking, then, because actually, Alexander, when we spoke, I didn't hear too many like hard stupors in your speech. I didn't hear too many technical difficulties. But once again, you spoke English and you paid more attention to selecting English words. In French, it could be much worse. I suspect. I don't know whether it's the case or not. Okay? So, lots of love again. See you tomorrow. And every day, 8 o'clock. I'm getting used to this time, although it's a little bit difficult for me because usually go to bed early and get up early. Okay, I got up today at 4 o'clock in the morning and now I'm like, I want to sleep. Okay, so hopefully to see you guys in one-on-one video conversation. So I could see you and I could guide you. Bye-bye. Good night, good evening.